Breaking news, guys. The Cleveland Browns offseason just blew up with revelations so big they're shaking the foundations of everything we thought we knew about this team. And if you're a diehard Browns fan like me, you better buckle up. Because what's going down at OTAs right now could reshape the entire 2025 season. Forget everything you thought you knew about the depth chart. I'm serious. A fifth-round rookie quarterback is stealing the spotlight. A brand new running back is making NFL-level plays like it's backyard football, and a familiar face at quarterback. He might not even be part of the conversation anymore, and that's just the beginning. Before I get into it, if you've been bleeding brown and orange like I have for 16 years or more, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you've been ride or die for 30-plus years, I see you. Drop a comment that says, "Let's go Browns. Together, we are unstoppable." Now let's dive into the guy who's turning heads across the entire dog pound, Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, we all knew him from Colorado, but what he's doing in Berea right now, man, it's different. Fifth-round pick? That title already feels like a joke. Sanders walked into OTAs and immediately looked like he belonged. I'm talking about pinpoint passing, coolness under pressure, real chemistry building with the receivers. He's showing the kind of composure you rarely see in rookies. And I get it. It's just jerseys and shorts. No full contact yet. But still, the reads, the poise, the arm talent, it's real. Look, nobody's handing him the Week 1 starting job over Joe Flacco. Not yet. But if Joe isn't taking that first snap, the only name that should be in the QB2 conversation is Shedeur Sanders. Period. And he's not the only rookie making waves. Let's talk about Quinton Judkins. This kid looks NFL ready. Straight up. The way he's cutting through the defense, the burst when he hits the edge, it's all textbook. I mean, Sports Illustrated called him a prototypical NFL running back, and they weren't lying. He's got power, patience, and explosiveness. He looks like he could carry the load tomorrow if they asked him to. And with so many question marks in Cleveland's running back room, Judkins isn't knocking on the door. He's about to kick it in. He could be RB1 sooner than anyone expected. Now, let me put you onto another name that's not getting enough love yet. Carson Swissingener. This guy's a rookie linebacker, but he's already looking like a future leader on defense. I'm talking about calling out plays, recognizing formations, dropping into coverage like he's been in the league for years. Jordan Hicks even said his instincts are unreal. And that kind of football IQ? That's how you earn the green dot on your helmet and become the heartbeat of a defense. Keep an eye on number 53, y'all. Trust me. And then we've got Jerry Jeudy. This dude is finally stepping into the role he was always meant to play, WR1. His connection with Joe Flacco looks rock solid. You can see the communication, the trust, the rhythm. It's all there. No more sharing the spotlight with Elijah Moore. This is Judy's show now, and he's running crisp routes, getting open, and making veteran plays. If Flacco can stay consistent, this passing game could finally become a real threat. But for every riser, there's someone slipping. And man, Deontay Harty is MIA. Didn't show up for voluntary OTAs. I know it's voluntary, but when you've bounced from team to team like he has, this is not the time to disappear. You're with a new team, new coaching staff, new QB room. This was his shot to show he belongs. Instead, nothing. And I hate to say it, but if it doesn't click here in Cleveland, where does it click? And now, the elephant in the room, Deshaun Watson. I know it sounds harsh, but this is real. He wasn't at OTAs either, and I can't shake this feeling that we're watching his career fade into irrelevance. 2 rookie QBs drafted, Joe Flacco signed. Kenny Pickett traded for. The writing's on the wall, and it's in giant letters. With the injuries, the off-field baggage, and the declining play, Watson's path back to being the guy looks like a tightrope walk over fire. Let's be honest. QB5? That's not a fall. That's a free fall. And speaking of Pickett, what's his role even supposed to be? Is he just insurance? Is he trade bait? I mean, he's in this weird limbo between backup and forgotten man. Right now, he's QB2, but Sanders is coming for that job. Fast. His 2024 tape. 1 touchdown, 1 pick in 5 appearances. That's not franchise QB material. That's backup vibes. And honestly, if the Browns can flip him for a 5th or 6th round pick, that might be the smartest move for everyone involved. But let's slow down for a second because there's still more to unpack. This was just the first wave of OTA chaos. The real story is still unfolding. And by the time we hit week 1, the roster we see might look very different than what we expected. Right now, this team's at a crossroads. Every position is up for grabs. The coaching staff isn't playing favorites. They're giving reps to the rookies, testing the vets, and making it clear this depth chart is about performance, not names. So let's circle back to Shedeur Sanders. If your franchise QB is fading into the background, and this 5th rounder is lighting it up day after day at OTAs, then you're not just looking at a developmental project, you're looking at your future. And if Sanders keeps this pace into minicamp and preseason, that QB2 spot is his. No question. And with Judkins, his rise is pressuring the whole backfield. They're not slow cooking this kid. They're prepping him to go now. If Nick Chubb isn't 100% by week 1, Judkins could easily be the guy getting those first-team carries. That one massive outside cut he broke off at OTAs. That wasn't luck. That was raw vision and burst. And back on defense, Swissinger's not just standing out. He's changing what this unit can do. He brings speed, intelligence, and the kind of versatility that lets the Browns run more creative, unpredictable schemes. That's how you keep opposing offenses on their heels. And I gotta say, Jerry Jeudy is becoming more than just a good wideout. He's becoming the emotional leader of that group. He's stepping up as the voice in that room. You see it in the reps, in the sideline talks, in how he's handling himself. He's not just chasing numbers, he's taking ownership of the offense. But yeah, let's not sugarcoat it. Deshaun Watson. It's not just disappointing anymore, it's tragic. From superstar to ghost. Legal troubles, injuries, now radio silence. And if anyone's still hoping for a bounce back, I don't want to crush your dreams. But the Browns didn't build this QB room because they believed in him. They built it to survive without him. That contract, it might keep him around on paper, but he's not part of the plan anymore. And as for Pickett, he's drowning in this current wave of young talent and experience. If someone out there still sees value in him, the Browns have to listen. A mid-round pick? I'll take it. So here's the bottom line. Sanders is rising fast. Judkins looks ready. Swissinger is locked in. Jeudy is thriving. Meanwhile, Watson and Pickett are fading out of the picture. It's a mix of excitement and concern for every Browns fan. This isn't just about talent. It's about the identity of the whole franchise. What we're watching right now in Berea, it's the forging of the future. The battles playing out in June might be deciding everything for September. Next up, mandatory minicamp. Real pads. Real contact. Real pressure. That's when we'll really see who belongs. But until then, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment. Should Shedeur lock up QB2? Is it time to cut ties with Watson and Pickett? Who's your breakout pick for 2025? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. This is your one-stop shop for all things Browns. We're here every step of the way. Every scoop, every highlight, every roster shakeup. Why in the world would Kenny Pickett, of all people, have any shot at being a better quarterback here in Cleveland than he was in Pittsburgh? I mean, On the surface, it sounds crazy, right? You think about his time with the Steelers. He was a first-round pick, had all this hype and just didn't pan out. But I decided to take a closer look. I wanted to really dig in, not just take the surface-level opinions. And what I found is, honestly, it's complicated. There's no single reason why things went south for Pickett. In Pittsburgh, it's like a tangled mess of issues. Let's start with Matt Canada's offense. That whole thing was a disaster. You had fans, analysts, even former players scratching their heads at some of the calls and formations they were running. No creativity, no rhythm, no flow. Then you add in the fact that Pickett was working behind a patchwork offensive line with a running game that couldn't really get going. And yeah, it's no wonder the guy struggled. People love to say he didn't push the ball downfield. But when I hear that, I always ask, was that really Pickett's fault? Or was that the system? Because you'd hear other folks say, well, he couldn't throw downfield because the scheme didn't allow it. And then someone else would come back and say, no, his decision-making was just bad. But then the counter-argument is, well, he never had time to make good decisions because the line collapsed immediately. It's just this never-ending back and forth, a bunch of finger-pointing in every direction. And through all that noise, we kind of lose sight of the context. And yeah, he got hurt. That's a big part of this too. He never had a full healthy season to settle in and show what he could do. But here's the thing that keeps getting overlooked. His record as a starter? 15-10? That's still a winning record, despite all the chaos around him. That says something. Even Terry Bradshaw came out and said the Steelers didn't protect the kid. He said they never really gave him a fair shot to succeed. No offensive line. No stability. And I think he's right. Eventually, Pickett wanted out. And I can't blame him. He ends up in Philly, just 70 miles from where he grew up. I thought that move made a lot of sense. You figured, all right, he'll go home, settle in, maybe resurrect his career there. And he said it himself. It just felt like it was time. He wanted a fresh start, a chance to grow somewhere else. And you know what? I respect that. Sometimes you've just got to know when it's time to move on. But then, out of nowhere, the Browns come calling. And that's where it gets interesting. Because if you remember, when he was coming out of college, the Browns actually liked Pickett. They vetted him. They scouted him hard. But at the time, they were locked in on Deshaun Watson. Now, obviously, things haven't played out exactly how we all imagined with Watson, and now they're looking for competition in that quarterback room. And here's why I think there's a real chance Pickett could surprise some people in Cleveland. Number 1. This is a true fresh start. No baggage, no shadow of being the chosen one for a franchise like in Pittsburgh. That pressure's gone. Number 2, he's walking into a better situation, structurally. The offensive line in Cleveland is miles ahead of what he had with the Steelers. This line has experience, toughness, and they're going to be healthy to start the season. That alone makes a huge difference. Number 3, the run game. Say what you want, but we've got the bodies in that backfield. Whether it's Judkins, Jerome Ford, or someone else, we've got guys who can take the pressure off the quarterback. Pickett's not going to have to do it all himself. Number 4, the system. This is big. Stefanski's offense doesn't ask you to be Patrick Mahomes. It's all about efficiency, rhythm, play action, bootlegs, high percentage throws. It's about setting your quarterback up to succeed. And I think that fits Pickett better than what he had in Pittsburgh. And number 5, the coaching staff believes in him. That matters more than people realize. When a staff has your back, when they've done their homework and still want you, that builds confidence. Now, I'm not saying he's going to come in and be the next Joe Burrow. But I am saying there's a pathway here, and we're going to start to see how real that is as mandatory minicamp kicks off. Things are going to start heating up real quick. All right, shifting gears. Let's talk about Pro Football Focus. They just dropped their list of the top 32 defensive players in the league, and 4 Browns made the cut. Let's go. Number 1 overall, Myles Garrett. Of course. But you know what? I think sometimes we see Garrett so often that we actually forget how dominant he really is. It's like we're so close to the greatness that we stop appreciating it. But the numbers don't lie. PFF named him the top pass rusher for the 3rd year in a row. He leads in pass rush grade, pressure rate, win rate, you name it. He's a nightmare for opposing offenses. Then, at number 10, we've got Denzel Ward. Now I know he's got to stay healthy. That's been the knock on him forever. But even with the injuries, he still led the league last year in forced incompletions. He had an 80.4 coverage grade in man and zone. That's elite stuff. When he's on the field, he makes a difference. Jordan Hicks comes in at number 20. Quietly one of the best pickups we made. He had his best season since 2018 and graded out at 77.4. If he can build on that and stay healthy, he's going to anchor the middle of this defense in a big way. And rounding it out at number 24, Ronnie Hickman. This kid is coming on fast. His overall grade was strong, 77.2, but what really impressed me was his 81.7 run defense grade. We need that. We've been gashed in the run game too many times over the years. If Hickman steps up and locks that down, we're in business. So yeah, 4 Browns defenders in the top 32. That's not just hype, that's real production. And if this unit stays healthy, this defense has a legit shot to be something special this season. Before I wrap up, let me hit you with this. Robert Griffin III, RG3, remember him? Played here for a hot minute. Injuries derailed his career, but now he's one of the sharper analysts in the game, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. He watches a lot of tape. He breaks it down really well, and he had some serious praise. For Shedeur Sanders, RG3 said that when you watch Shedeur's film, you see why people were calling him a first-round talent. He's got NFL timing and rhythm, reads the field with his feet, plays ahead of the defense, and can layer the ball like a pro. That last part, that's what stands out to me. In Stefanski's offense, you've got to be able to play in rhythm. It's not about chucking the ball 60 yards. It's about knowing where the play is going, making the read, hitting the spot with accuracy and timing. And early signs? Shedeur's showing that already. High completion percentages, poise, command. It's all there. It's early, but man, it's exciting. And you know what else is elite? The viewer comments. Some of y'all could be on ESPN the way you break things down. Whether it's hot takes, deep dives, or just hilarious one-liners, keep 'em coming. That's all for now. But things are just getting started. Minicamp is here, battles are heating up, and I'll be here breaking it all down. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Make sure you're subscribed, and as always, go Browns.